Good morning, it's Rabbi Noah Farkas from Valley Shalom. It's your morning coffee and Kavanah. I've been thinking a lot about the last couple of weeks and how this pandemic has also been sort of overlaid by a series of protests. It's now considered the largest and most sustained protest movement in modern history, given that the number of protests daily keep growing. And I think about the world that's been created and is unfolding before us, but I also think about probably even on a more important note, is thinking about not just the negativity that has come along with some of this, but has sort of inspired me to think about what brings us hope. So for today, I really want to focus on that. I want to focus on what is it that brings me hope, what brings hope to you and to families and to Jews and to people of faith around the world. Hope is an interesting category when you think about it. Hope is different than a wish. When kids get birthday cakes and presents, they make a wish over the candles, they blow it out. Usually a wish is something that is a fantasy. A wish is something that is given to you by a genie. A wish is something that you kiss a penny and throw it in the water of a well. A wish is something that is about the imagination for a future that might not ever come to fruition. That it is the realm of fantasy, it is a realm of fiction, and maybe a fiction we create for ourselves. Hope is different. Hope is like a wish in the sense that it thinks about the future. But the difference between a hope and a wish is that hope includes agency. It includes the capacity to bring about the future that we are thinking of. And so, when we think about the greatest things that have brought us hope, we have thought about a world that is better, a world that has freedom, a world that has spirit and love. And it's not just something we wish for, it's something we hope for. And so I look into my daughter's eyes, or my son's eyes, and I think about the world that they would love to live in, the world that I'm trying to create for them. And I think about the things that give me hope, or when I see people taking actions that will bring about the future that we all dream of. Whether it's trying to create a more just and equitable society, or finding a vaccine for this terrible pandemic, or parents continuing to push hard to educate their children, or to teach them, or to show them the way of being an ethical, upstanding human being in the world. The future is out there, and it is limitless. And it's up to us to decide how we create the contours of the world in which we want to live. And so what gives me hope is the people who act. The people who think about their values, the history of where they came from, and then choosing to make that future a reality. Because the choice that we have is pretty simple. You either live in the future you create, or you live in the future that someone else creates for you. And if you want to live in your future, you have to begin with a place of hope. A place that says, I want this to be my reality. I want this life, not that life. That this is what we're meant for. This purpose, this meaning, this truth, and this spirit. And if you hope for something, that means that you'll act on your hopes. And that's my Kavanah for today. That each and every one of us finds what gives us hope, and then we act on it, so that the hope doesn't just become a fantasy, a dream, and a wish. Have a wonderful day. Try to find what is within you that brings you hope, and then turn that imagination, that dream, that hope into reality. Have a great day.